My sleep. Yeah. I'm very, very sorry. Yeah, I serve a purpose today. So, yeah. It's a really, almost like a mint green, real light, misty. It is, it's a very calming green. Let's see if I can. Oh, wait, there's another picture. That was the other. It's the other side. And then there's the other. She's in a picture that shows, well, you can tell I don't know. Okay. Living in the picture. So it's not. Well, of course, your living room is already hardwood. And then the kitchen is the same color. It's not the same. What day's it today? It's today's. Which is. Yeah, some of the other three working today on the yellow ones, I think. Six. The yellow ones, yeah, I think there's two. So is that? And then you sign down there, and then on the last page, we're gonna have to have Dawn sign with you. Last one. No, I don't. Yeah, so we'll have to have you sign there and Dawn test. Oh, that would be beautiful. Is that really? She is so happy to. Yes. Yes. My goodness. Yes. You know, he's starting to scroll through. Turn right over. Now just log on to the table. I'd like to call me in order and join in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving on, we have no proclamations or public comments, so on to the
consent agenda. Are there any questions for the consent agenda? It's pretty straightforward.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any further discussion? Not Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Nothing under old business, so moving on to new business. Number one is the airport contracts. Brad?
Yeah, so on the airport contracts, we finally got those contracts in, so those are ready to be signed. This is a KIP project for the runway, both runways out at the airport and the rotating beacon. And so I would be asking for authorization for the mayor and the city clerk to sign those contracts so we can get one to the contractor, one to the engineer.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. I authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the contracts for the KAIP airport grant project, installing new runway lights on both runways and installing a rotating beacon.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the contract for the KAIP airport grant project. Is there any further discussion or questions? Brian, anything?
Nope, I'm all good.
Yeah, not Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Moving next to the sewer HVAC, and I assume since Dominic's not here, you'll take over that?
Yes, I'll take over that. So the HVAC out of the AC out of the sewer plant is currently inoperable. We did try to repair that. We had Maple City come and try to put coolant in there that did not work. There's leaks somewhere. The system it's in bad shape. It really does need to be replaced. And so I had Dominic go out and get some estimates from vendors. We got two from K Cooling, one for 11,500. That was for a Linux system. We had one for a Weather King, that was for 9,780. We got one from Maple City. We actually had two estimates from Maple City. One option for 5,380, that was just to replace the air conditioner. And we had one for 9,202, which is to replace the air conditioner plus the furnace unit as well, which we've also had. I noticed last winter we had some problems with that furnace unit too. And I just remember it being really cold out there. We did also get with Pierce Heating and Cooling, and we got one for $9,995. And so I would be asking to replace, I would ask for to award that bid to Maple City Heating and Air for option 2 for 9,202 to completely replace an HVAC system out there. I'm comfortable with, I looked with Dominic in his budget. I'm comfortable that we have enough money within his current year budget that we can cover that. And so, like I said, I would propose that we replace that HVAC unit at the sewer plant for $9,202 for Maple City Heating and Air.
I'll make a motion to replace the HVAC system out of the wastewater control building and award the work to Maple City Heating and Air for 9,202.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the bid from Maple City Heating and Air. Any further discussion or questions? Not Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Moving on to the North Plant VFD replacement.
So the North Plant VFD replacement, we have three wet weather pumps out there, and so we have VFDs in all three of those. This was a CIP project. We had budgeted $30,000 for this. With the last rain that we had on Thursday, that would have been May 30th. We had about 8.5 feet of water inside that North Headworks building. And so what this does, when those kick out, it doesn't allow us to move that water to the south plant like is necessary. And so since we've known this is a problem, we did budget for this year. we've had an estimate for a number of years to drill well, replace most of these VFDs. And that cost came in at $33,143.20. And so I would ask that we go ahead and move forward with that project. It is just slightly over what we had budgeted for this year. But since we've had enough projects in the CIP that have come in under budget, I'm comfortable that there's going to be enough money in that budget to cover that extra $3,143.40. That would be over the $30,000 that we budgeted. And so I would just ask that we move forward with replacing those VFDs out of the north headwards. For drill well for a cost of $33,143.20.
Is there a motion?
We'll make a motion to approve drill well LLC with Falls City, Nebraska, replace number 1 and number 2 VFDs at the North Wastewater Treatment Plant at a cost of $33,143.20 for both units.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved in second to approve Drill Well LLC for the replacement of the VFDs number 1 and 2. Any further discussion? I mean, it's gonna be 110 degrees, I think, by Thursday, so that's the rain. If not, Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Okay, Brad, on to storm sewer repairs.
Storm sewer repairs, it's in the 600 block of, and it's actually, I have 600 block of 6, it's actually 600 block of 3rd Street. We've had a complaint there for a number of years, and what's going on there is water from Cherokee flows back to the south on 3rd Street. But the curb and gutter has deteriorated to a point where what happens is it flows down, it hits the alleyway, and it diverts west down that alleyway, which washes that alleyway out. And we have a manhole there that really makes it a tough for a resident to get in and out of the driveway. They've had a lot of problems there. And so I went out there and I met with Brad Rosenberger, and the resident came out, and we kind of got an idea of what needs to be done there. And so what he proposed that we do is that we replace 190 feet of curb and gutter to get past that alleyway, to get water flowing back down 3rd Street to maybe Kansas Avenue, they go back to west where it belongs. And that would help out that situation a lot, but we would also kind of redo that alley entrance as well, just to kind of keep water from flowing back down that alley and washing it out. And so I propose to pay for this is in the capital improvement fund for 2024. We had $10,000 budgeted for a repair at 2nd and Oregon Street. As everybody knows, when it rains heavy, the water pools up right there quite a bit. But after talking with personnel that are here that are familiar with that problem, that's going to be more of a spot fix. I really don't expect that fix to cost more than maybe a couple $100. And we really need to have a camera in order to do that anyway. And so I would like to reallocate those funds that we had budgeted for that to pay for this. I think this is more of a emergent problem here. And so I would like to, like I said, I'd like to reallocate those funds out of the CIP for this project here. And I would ask that we go ahead and approve that to J&B Contractors for the 600 block of 3rd Street for 190 feet of curb and gutter and repairing the alley entrance at a cost of $9,880.
This hasn't been an overnight problem, but
No.
and everything there's been like that for years.
I make a motion that we approve the repair of the drainage in the 600 block of North 3rd Street to include replacing 190 feet of curb and gutter and repairing the alley entrance at a cost of $9,880 by J&B Construction.
Second.
Been moved in second to approve the repair of the drainage in the 600 block of North 3rd Street. Is there any further discussion? Not Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Number 5 is street repairs.
Okay, so street repairs, I had Brad Rosenberger actually come to me about this problem. Fairview Mills out on Industrial Drive, they're doing some work to their entrance to their plant there. And so they want to redo the concrete there, but anybody that's driven on Industrial Drive, they know that Industrial Drive in pretty bad shape.
You don't want to drive on it, just.
Yeah. And so in order for us to accommodate what they want to do with protecting what they want to do, he had proposed that we kind of come out and tie good asphalt that does exist there. And so what he has replacing 1,380 square feet, and that's 8 inches of concrete for a price of $13,593. And so I looked at the street budget because I had to look at that, and I had to figure out how we were going to kind of cover that. And so this year in the capital improvement plan, we had 30,000 allocated for that kind of a lease purchase of a dump truck. I'm going to say that I don't think it's a good idea that we lease purchase a dump truck this year with the way that interest rates are, kind of different factors. The dump truck that we do have is operable for right now. I mean, it's really in pretty decent shape. Really what we were going to be looking for was kind of replacing the one that we had in the street department, moving the street department to the sewer department. Because the bed on that truck is in pretty bad shape, although Sean Babb did make some repairs of that, so that is not a problem. That's not something that needs to be done this year. I think that this is more of a problem. And so that was $30,000. And so that left some money left over. And so I had kind of looked through, we'd gone through with Brad Rosenberg last year, Herb and I, and we had kind of looked at some spots that needed to be done. And one of the worst spots that we could find was at the intersection of West Morgan and Apache, which goes back to our ballpark. There's a lot of traffic that comes in and out of there. And what we end up with big holes that are right there at that intersection. And so we had a quote from him for $13,006.50 to replace that intersection with 8 inches of concrete to accommodate that truck traffic that is now going down there because of that kitty litter plant. And so we had done that last year, and so I thought that this would be a good opportunity to kind of get that project in there as well. And so what I want to propose is that we award both of these projects to J&B contractors at a total cost of $26,598.50, which would take care of both of those projects for now. And that's how I propose to pay for it.
There's gonna need to be more work for Industrial Drive later on, or is this gonna take care of it?
There's going to need to be more work for Industrial Drive later on. And we have to figure out how we're going to proceed with that. There's also going to have to be more work done with Apache. Kind of the same thing where there's a lot of truck traffic on there. And really Apache, especially, the road wasn't necessarily built for that kind of truck traffic. But so we're going to have to figure out the best way forward there, and the same way with Industrial.
Make a motion to approve the repair of Industrial Drive in the intersection of Oregon and Apache by J&B contractors at a total cost of $26,598.50.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the repair of Industrial Drive in the intersection of Oregon Street and Apache. Any further discussion?
Yes, I have a question, please.
You can do it.
Okay, I'm ready. This is approve the repair. Now, what type of repair are we talking about? It won't be concrete, right?
It will be concrete.
So is it gonna be like 8-inch concrete?
It will be.
Oh, okay,
All the concrete will be 8 inch to accommodate that truck.
right, okay. All right. Thank you, baby.
Any other questions?
Not for me.
Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. So now Brad, you get to be Stacy Jasper for Parks and Rec.
So Stacy Jasper has the month of July is National Parks and Recreation Month. And so Stacy is coming up with a lot of events in order to kind of really celebrate that month in a way that we've never done before. And kind of really hopefully make the month of July kind of special for Parks and Rec and also for residents of the city. And so what she wants to propose that we do on July 1st, that we do a free swim kickoff for National Parks and Rec Month. And so I would ask that the commission approve free admission for the day on July 1st to kind of kick off the National Parks and Rec Month. And there will be more, there's going to be more events coming. And so I'd just like to have everybody kind of stay tuned for what she has planned. There's some really neat propositions out there that I think are going to be a lot of fun.
This wouldn't include the snack.
No, just,
This was.
we lose money then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Middle document.
I make a motion that we approve the free swim day on July 1st, 2024 to kick off the great month of July and celebrating National Park and Recreation Month.
Is there a second?
I'll second
It's been moved and seconded to approve a free swim day on July 1st. Any further questions or discussion? Kind of excited.
Right.
Hmm?
Hope it doesn't rain.
That's true. I'm looking forward to see what all she's gonna come up with. I'm sure. it'll be
Oh my
some
gosh,
fun
it's
things.
fantastic.
And we deserve to celebrate the Parks and Rec
Yes.
department, so. No other further discussion, Dawn?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. So Don, you're up next to talk about amendments to.
Brad was just gonna take care of it.
I mean, he's been, yeah, so
Take care of it.
He needs some water.
he needs to change his voice, and make one.
So I am asking that we do a little amendment to the job descriptions of the front office at City Hall. Our current positions are the assistant city clerk, the office manager, utility clerk, and treasurer. I would like to combine the assistant city clerk, and treasurer, and amend the office manager to be an office assistant, and then of course the utility clerk. With those proposed changes, it would be roughly $13,500 savings annually.
And could you tell me, probably the others might know, who's doing what?
And so assistant city clerk / treasurer is Jane Young. The office assistant is Kinsey Riddle. And the utility clerk is Deb Christian.
Okay. Thank you.
With combining the city clerk and the treasurer creates quite a savings. And then making the office manager an office assistant.
That's good to hear.
Is there a motion?
The motion to amend the city hall front office job descriptions and pay scale. So to reflect those descriptions that were included in the packet.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the amendments to the city hall job descriptions as presented. Any further discussion? Always gotta like to see savings of $13,000. Not,
All in favor?
aye,
All opposed?
motion passed 5-0.
Next, under communications, we have the April judges report and also the May judges report, the May income statement, the May revenue and expense report, May code enforcement report, May unsafe and dangerous report, May fire runs, and the chamber newsletter. And I would also like to add that we need to advertise, we have some open positions on some of our boards. We have 2 open positions on our airport board that need to be filled. We also have open positions on our planning commission and also our zoning board. Correct. And so we would like to advertise to fill those positions. Or if, I've already had one person reach out to me with some interest in the airport board. And so, and also kind of an idea of who maybe to put on the airport board. And so we would like to get some names together and bring those back to the commission and fill those positions.
You don't need a motion, but
I don't think so.
are there any questions from the communications list? Okay. Then moving on, we're gonna go into executive session. How long do we need?
I don't think very long. We make 5 minutes or what people?
Hmm.
Oh, this is kind of Brad's meetings.
Let's do, let's do 15 minutes.
And you're invited to this.
Okay.
I mean, I was,
See, I would ask I would ask to
start out that way.
start out that way, and then maybe I can speak for myself.
I'd like to make a motion that the city commission recess into executive session in the conference room for a period of 15 minutes to discuss matters regarding an issue of potential city personnel. The justification for closing the meeting is to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel. The open meeting will resume at 5 or 6:12, I think. Am I right? 15 minutes, 60 minutes. In the commission chambers and to include the city attorney and the city administrator.
I'll second
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Not done.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
16, I make a motion that the city commission is called back into an open meeting. The commission took no binding action during executive session. Second. Moved in second. Any further discussion? Not. None.
All in favor?
Uh,
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Moving on to governing body comments. For once, I don't have any. So Brian, do you have anything?
Brett, could you maybe just give us a quick plan for our potholes in town? That we've had a lot of complaints about potholes in town, and like you kind of said that we've got a plan. If you could just maybe put that out for everybody real quick.
Yes, so in our staff meeting this morning, I talked with Sean Babb. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through town and canvass town. You know, he had called down to make sure that we could get some, that we had patch available to us. And we did, so he went down and got some today. And we're gonna go through, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start on the areas that we've chip sealed this year. And then we're gonna start just going up and down the streets, figuring out what does need to be filled, and then filling those potholes. But that's the plan that we have going forward.
That's all I got. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
I don't think we've got our auditor's report yet, but I hear good reports, that you're in good shape there, Don, so congratulations on in advance for doing good work and getting us back up to speed. Thank you.
Evans,
I have nothing.
Tony,
Well, yeah. Just a couple things, and there are things that I discussed with you, but I just want to bring them out in the open. The signs on First and First Street for the highway, the pool sign and the John McLennan sign. The McLennan sign is behind the state right of way. So there's not a problem with that. But the pool sign is in the state right of way. So I was talking to Brad about that. And I'm not sure if we get charged or taxed or whatever they do. But it really looks bad. It's an old sign, so I'm suggesting that we either move it or get a new sign or do away with it.
it's been there for
A lot.
many moons.
Stacy wanted a new sign, I don't know, some years back, she talked about getting a new one, but then that kind of fell away, I don't know what happened.
But I think that we don't, I think don't we get charged for that? Anything that's on this side, on their side of the,
I don't think we necessarily get charged. It's one of those things that they tear it down, but they don't have to pay to put it back up, just like Christmas here. So if they don't on their easement, they can just tear it down. So if they're working through there, but we can get with Stacy, we can put something together.
poor Stacy, she does so much other looking. She'd probably like that.
She's like, keep me to the winter.
She wanted to get electronic sign there, so yeah. That's right. Like the high school. So,
Okay, and the other thing I had was the dirt pile at the city lake. There by the volleyball court. That city lake, I think, is so beautiful. I love to go out there and sit and read. But the dirt pile has been there for over 5 years, and it's just an eyesore. And I asked Brad if we could get rid of the dirt pile. I'll take some of the dirt myself through my backyard. Joke.
Yes, it's
Brad's
not.
And for sure, I know that they have talked about, Parks and Rec has talked about needing to finish a core project that was started a number of years back. And so I'm going to get with them and see what needs to be done there. But the rest of that dirt, a lot of that's actually really pretty good dirt out
It
there.
is.
I'd like to have that to be able to, it's really, it's good stuff. I'd kind of like to have that, whatever's left over, I'd like to have it to be able to put on people's yards after we're done doing water projects. If we have to dig in somebody's yard, that way we make things look nice. So I do have some ideas about what we can do. So
Anything else?
And thank you, Dawn, for saving this money. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Will we adjourn?
Second.
Any further discussion? No, Don.
All in favor?
Uh,
All opposed?
motion passed 5-0. Thank you very much.